Today we'll be studying about local examination of breast pathologies, mainly about lump. Local examination of breast is divided into four parts, which are inspection, palpation, percussion, and auscultation. Now, percussion and auscultation does not play vital role in case of breast, but inspection and and palpation, they are the major source findings in our examination. Now, in inspection, what we do is only by looking at the breast, bilateral breast, and swelling, we provide our views and then we confirm those views by palpating the swelling with our own hands. Okay. Now, in inspection, there's a simple mnemonic CDE fun. Suppose a friend of yours sends a CD of breast, it will obviously be fun. So, CDE fun mein, what does C means? C means the color of swelling. So, here our patient has a swelling in the right breast. Okay. Just by seeing what can I make is the color of the swelling is reddish and it looks like it's inflamed. There are areas which are bright red and then there is a small area which is whitish in color, mainly suggestive of pus. Then second thing is D. What does D stands for? D is dimpling or puckering, or you can say retraction of nipple. Particularly in this case, when I say this nipple, it's not a normal looking nipple when compared to the opposite side. Now, whenever a nipple is retracted, we need to take into consideration the duration of retraction. Whether it is since puberty or childhood, in that case it will be physiological, or the retraction of nipple is recent. बाबा ये निप्पल ऐसा कब से हुआ है? ये हाँ,
ये 2-3 रोज से है।
नहीं ये निप्पल
हाँ, ये निकल दो।
2-3 दिन से हुआ है, पहले ठीक था।
तो ये अपने भी गांठ के अंदर खाली में।
ठीक है. So in this case, the changes in the nipple are recent, so they are vital for our study. Okay. After D, we need to talk about E. E stands for engorged veins over the chest. Now, in this particular case, there are no engorged veins. F stands for fungation. There is no obvious fungation on the breast. U stands for ulceration. Imagine if this abscess bursts and it results in ulceration, then we will have to mention ulceration as a finding. Last but not the least is nodules. There are no nodules because it's a benign looking pathology. Particularly in cases of malignancy, there will be nodules all over the chest. Now, after inspection, I will jump on to palpation. In palpation, we will be confirming all these findings of inspection. For palpation, what mnemonic we have made is it is an alphabetical order starting from L to T. Now, what does L stands for? First of all, whenever you see a patient with a lump, the first and foremost thing we need to do is the location of the swelling. Now, in this particular case, the patient has a swelling in upper and outer quadrant of the breast, extending from upper inner quadrant, upper outer quadrant, and lower outer quadrant. That's the location of the swelling. After location, we need to check the local temperature. Local temperature, what we will do is we will be palpating the abnormal body. We will be taking the normal body temperature with the back of our arm. This is more sensitive to temperature. Here I am using gloves, but preferably we need to do it bare hands. After examining the normal side or the normal body, then we need to take the temperature of the pathological side. Now here, in fact, even after wearing the breast, I could feel that the temperature of the swelling is raised. So L stands for location of the swelling and local temperature and tenderness. Tenderness plays an important role. We need to get an idea how tender is the swelling. Otherwise, if the swelling is tender and we are not gentle with the patient may not cooperate with us for the further examination. Now, after L, what we need, moving forward, the next alphabet will be M. M stands for margin of the swelling. Now, in this particular case, the margins of the swelling are perfectly smooth. In case of malignancy, the margins become irregular. In case of fibroadenoma also, the margins are smooth and it's an encapsulated swelling. After margins, L, M and M. After M, we will go to N. N stands for number of swelling. Now, this is very important, particularly swellings like fibroadenoma, a local breast abscess, they are usually single in number. But in case of malignancies, there may be multiple swellings. There may be swelling in the contralateral breast. So number of swelling is very important. And a disease known as fibroadenosis. In fibroadenosis, there are multiple swellings. Even in the one breast, there are multiple swellings. After the number of swellings, we will be moving on to O. O is orderliness or consistency of the swelling. Now, we can divide the consistency of a breast lump into three parts: soft, firm, or hard. Okay. Now, in this case, the swelling is soft and cystic because there is collection beneath the skin. Now, whenever a breast lump is soft, we need to do fluctuation test as well. Now, for fluctuation, what I will do is, I will stand behind the patient, I will hold the swelling with one hand, and then with index finger of the other hand, I will gently tap on the center portion of the swelling. Now, if by tapping on the swelling, the fluid beneath the skin, if it displaces my fingers of the other hand, it means the swelling is fluctuant in nature. Okay. After soft comes the firm swellings. Swellings of fibroadenoma, fibroadenosis, they are firm in nature, whereas swelling from arising from a carcinoma, it's usually hard in nature. So orderliness and consistency. After orderliness, what comes the next alphabet? P. P means palpation beneath the nipple. Now, often the palpation of the nipple is missed. So I have made a special mnemonic for it so that we don't miss it. Palpation beneath the nipple. But it is particularly important in case of acute lactational mastitis, wherein, see how I am palpating the nipple. Now, in acute lactational mastitis, we might see milk coming out of the breast, or in case of malignancies, there may be bloody nipple discharge, or in case of ductectasia, there may be serous discharge from the nipple. So never miss palpation of nipple. See how it is done? Just use your thumb and just palpate around the nipple in the areolar region. Moving forward, the next thing which we keep in, we will be doing is Q. Is quiescence. Q stands for quiescence or fixity. Now, fixity plays an important role, particularly in breast. What we need to make sure is whether the swelling is fixed to skin, then to the breast tissue, to muscles, and finally to ribs. So, first, how we will be checking the fixity to the skin? No, first, there are two ways how we can check whether the swelling is fixed to the skin or not. First thing is, just move the swelling in two directions. Now, on moving, if we are able to see any dimpling or puckering, means the swelling is not adherent to the skin. Second thing is, gently slide the swelling. Gently slide the skin over the swelling. In this case, the skin is freely mobile. Though it is tense because of large collection of pus beneath, but usually benign swellings, the skin is freely mobile. Just move the skin, or we can also pinch the skin. Just pinch the skin over the swelling. So after checking, looking for fixity to the skin, next thing what we need to do is, we need to check whether the swelling is fixed to the breast tissue or not. Okay. Simply just move the breast. With one hand, just fix the breast of the patient, and with other hand, move the swelling. Whether the swelling is mobile or not. Swellings of diseases like fibroadenoma, they are highly mobile, hence it's known as breast mouse. Whereas swellings of carcinomas, usually they are fixed. Okay. After breast tissue, now we need to check the fixity of the swelling to the muscles. Now, in this, we will have to change the position of the patient. Baba, ये अपने हाथ यहाँ रखो. हाँ. Ask the patient to keep both his hands on his hips and firmly push it. Baba, पूरा जोर लगाओ हाथों पे, ताकत लगा के टाइट करो. Confirm it by checking the tone of the anterior axillary fold. Yes, it is tight. Now, the pectoralis major muscles are taut. Now, what I need to do is, I will have to hold the swelling and move it in two directions. One, in the direction of the pectoralis muscle. In this case, the swelling is mobile. Next thing, move the swelling perpendicular to the direction of the muscle fibers. Now, a swelling, if it had been fixed to the muscle, it would not have been movable in the direction of muscle fibers. And if a swelling, if it would have been fixed to the underlying ribs, which will be our next point, then it will not be mobile in any direction. So after fixity of the swelling to the muscles, now we need to check the fixity of the swelling to the underlying ribs. Now, if a swelling is arising from the bones, in that case, it will not move. Whatever we do with the muscles, whether the pectoralis muscles are taut or they are relaxed, it makes no difference. बाबा आराम से छोड़ दो इसको.
जोड़ दो।
हाँ, आराम से रख लो. ये हाथ पीछे रख दो.
Yes.
वो वाला भी. In this case, the swelling was superficial in nature, therefore, it was freely movable even after tauting the muscles. It is not attached to the ribs because it's still freely movable. So, now after T, moving on to alphabet S. S will stand for three things: size, shape, and surface. Now, the size of the swelling is approximately 2.5 into 2.5 centimeter. Now, we need to take into consideration about the surface of the swelling. Now, because of lot of fluid accumulation or pus accumulation beneath the swelling, the skin is tensed. It is like somebody has ironed the skin over the swelling. The surface is smooth, there are no pleases, and there is visible color changes when compared with the normal skin. And finally, we will comment about the shape of the swelling. Though in this, the swelling pretty much appears to be circular in shape, in certain conditions, shape of the swelling becomes very important. For example, if it's a globular swelling, it is more likely to be a fibroadenoma. If it's an irregular swelling, we need to think on the lines of carcinoma. Now, after S comes T. T stands for transillumination. So transillumination I won't be able to demonstrate in the video, but it's pretty easy. We need to shift the patient into a dark room and then we will be throwing light from one side of the swelling. The light will be projecting towards the examiner. Here I will be standing on the right side of the patient. So I will throw light from the left side of the swelling and will be observing it from the right side. If it is transilluminant, then it's more likely that it's a cystic swelling. Fibroadenomas are translucent swellings. So that's all from my side. Thank you so much.